But right, so today we are going to go over a Lee Changho game when he was a 4-dan. And he played against Cho Hun-yun. They had a lot of games against one another. Cho Hun-yun was obviously a 9-dan at the time. Alright, so yes, we are doing an old game. I'm looking at multiple chats simultaneously, bear with me. Yes, it is an old game. No, this is not going to be a 0.5 game from Lee Changho. In fact, that's one of the interesting things that we're going to be taking a look at. When you think of Lee Changho, you tend to think of someone's going to keep the game really, really close and like win an endgame, right? Not what we're going to see here. We're going to see an older Lee Changho, and we're going to see how best to describe this. A little bit of a violent Lee Changho, because even though you're peaceful, you like going to endgame, working on all that good stuff, it is still entirely possible for you to sometimes commit some degree of murder. That's all. It's not your fault. It's not your fault people are dying all around you. But, you know, it happens. It's a thing that you have to live with. And we're going to live with it today. Anyway, let's go over the game. For those of you who aren't aware, Cho Hun-yun and Lee Changho constantly played each other. Cho Hun-yun was like the top player of Korea, one of the two, or one of them? One of, if not the top player, back in the early 90s. Lee Changho was, of course, rising star. For those of you who need a little bit more information, Lee Changho was also a player who was told he would never really amount to much as a professional because he didn't have that thing that professionals have to find like the awesome move on the board. And they were wrong because, you know, Lee Changho, as you know, went on to be the top player in the world for, what, 10 years or more or so? So, moral of that story, never let anyone tell you you're never going to be any good at Go, because what the hell do they know? Alright, so, game opens up a little bit differently than we see nowadays. Nowadays, most commonly, we would see the upper left-hand corner being taken, inviting cross Fuseki and a whole bunch of, you know, aggression and fun things like that. Instead, we see Lee Changho take opposite corner here. No diagonal, no cross openings being allowed for his opponent. Dual 4/4 stones for black. Dual 4/4 stones for white. So, could go many different ways. Many different ways. We could see influential game, maybe Sanrinsei, maybe Tengen. Chances of seeing either of those, given that I'm going over the game, pretty much 0. I don't think I would actually pick a game like that. But it's always, of course, possible. Instead, we see the approach. Again, we could still see super hyper-aggressive opening here. All we need right now, for example, is white to approach. We could approach again, have white back off yet again, and go into a super-duper Sanrinsei. But again, not so much. What was the trend in this era? You know, I'm not too up on early 90s games. I studied more late 90s, early 2000s games, so I'm not really sure. I don't have a lot of I don't have a lot of experience studying Lee Changho when he was an up and coming Dan player. So I'm not really sure. I can tell you that they did play some Joseki that we don't see a lot of nowadays. Like you see some attachments to approaching stones occasionally, which is really weird. Don't see that nowadays. Obviously, it was before things like the micro-Chinese, so if you like those newer variations, clearly not the games to look at. White backs off. Black takes a bit of a tight extension here. Not this one. Important to note, not taking this one. This one would leave behind, you know, classic points. White approaches, because if we play elsewhere, black gets an enclosure with an extension here. There are ways to reduce it, but it's a pain in the butt. You could play here, for example, and then just sort of struggle to make a little bit of a base in here. Kind of annoying. You could play here. But again, it's the same thing. Like, it'd make a very, very tight. It's getting under attack quite a bit. So rather than playing anything else, we just go ahead, approach here, block the enclosure. That's very, very basic. If there's an enclosure, block the extension. If there's an extension, block the enclosure. Works with both 3-4 and 4-4 points. Why is a common thing nowadays to K4? This I don't like. Actually, I do and I don't like it. So one of the reasons why I picked this game is because I've been getting requests on YouTube, on Twitch, elsewhere for territorial games. Cho Han-yun going for an influential game here is really, really nice in that regard. Because now we're going to clearly see influential game. So we're going to see Lee Changho play a territorial game. So it's kind of what people wanted to see, I think. If I understood correctly, they wanted to see territorial player, in this case Lee Changho, winning a game territorially and not building a bunch of influence and attacking something. So cool. But I don't like this because it feels like a very, very defensive game when we play this way. Because we're going to block this way, right? And do something like this, yeah? Which means white has Sente now to play wherever he wants. But here's the question. One, where do we play as white? And two, how do you feel about black's position? Two very important questions. K16 or O16. Very, very, very different options, those, but yes, you like black's position. Okay, Zane, we're gonna completely isolate you now and asks you more questions about the bottom position. Do you think that black's bottom position is secure? Is it open? Is it easy to invade? Is it hard to invade? Because what's really, really cool about this is we just played a game on OGS, I think it was, where we had a player build a similar position to this, bottom of the board, growing up, but unfortunately never went back and secured it so it was easy to invade. And looks hard to invade, says Ezra. Zane says easy to split apart. Yeah. An area this wide, kind of easy to invade, or sometimes you don't even have to invade it. You could go from above, for example, and then just try and build like a wall here, if you can imagine these stones as white. Like, just get them to secure this area off while we build things up. Or if we want to be really aggressive, we can invade it later. So you have to be careful about this. This is not profit. We can't say, okay, we have 7th line territory now, because this is not ours in any way, shape, or form. Right? So white takes this extension away. Easy to see why. We just imagine that as a black stone, and suddenly we start crying uncontrollably. So take away the extension. Now this is now back to basics. White has an extension, so we take away the enclosure away. Invading goes under severe attack. Good question. We will see more about that later. White backs off. We're not going to see this. Partially because it's kind of slow. Partially because it's building off a low stone. Partially because this would be exactly what black would want to see. Black would love this game. Like, he gets to keep you low and grow at the same time? What god did he please? So just taking territory. And now we're just gonna go and play a Jiseki. Just gonna chill, relax, into a... Oop, not that one, my bad. Into a very deep invasion. Idea here being... This is still open. You owed me a move, so show me what I can do back here. Now there are options. you could look at this position and say, I'm going to cap you, and you cannot run away. And then you're probably going to live locally. You're probably just going to live underneath here or something. Or you could say no. You could say, I'm going to kick you. I'm going to kick you. And from this kick, you can't live locally, so you are going to run away. The cap, I have to warn you, makes me uncomfortable because it's kind of all in. Like, I'm going to surround you into my area. And then I don't know what I'm going to do after that. Tanuki. Oh my god. Tanuki is the last thing that you would want to do here. Tanuki would be saying, you know what? My stones here, they did not have value to it. They did no value here. I'm going to play away. Do not care. But we don't want to play that way. We did have value. We had tons of value. We built a wall. We had an extension. These moves mean something. We don't want to play away. So we do kick. Q4 can be cut. What's Q4? Oh dear. Someone's ahead of us. Can Q4 be cut? Surely not. Surely not. So we're trying to come out fast. We don't go under. Instead, we're going to try to attack for that very, very, very severe invasion that you were worried about, that severe attack that you were worried about. However, as who actually pointed that out? I forgot who it was that quickly. Stankino1 pointed out, can this be cut? The answer to that is yes. But we probably can't cut it. But what we can probably do is get forcing moves so we can continue coming out. This is an old game. This is an incredibly old game from 1991. Many of you probably have not been playing Go that long. And, of course, this is when Lee Changho was just a 4-dan professional. So that is a cool variation here. You don't defend an area. You try and take an area that's too large. We can play lightly, get shape, and get out of there. Okay, not game over yet. We're just going to go to plan B. Keep attacking him severely until he dies. Alright, got plan B. Plan B. It's nice. The question is, what do we do here? What do we do here? Plan B. Do we just defend? Do we attach? Do we poke? Do we run? Do we make shape? What do we do? Do we lean? Do we lean on this? This is a game with aggressive Lee Changho. None of you will get the move right. The reason why you'll not get the move right is I haven't told you the right move yet. But I want to go over some of the bad ones so we understand the bad moves. So problem number 1, giving away 5th line territory is a pain in the butt. Maybe 6th line territory. I don't know. How much territory are you getting rid of to your opponent? Can you cut this? Nope. Can't cut it. So we don't do that. That's for sure. We could attach... maybe the attachment's not so sexy. Not liking that one either. We're cut into 2 different groups. That's a problem. So do we poke here? That looks like a problem too. Lee Changho, not the Lee Changho that maybe you're aware of. He's getting feisty. He's going to get feisty. He's going to attack. You seem to attack things. So I want to talk about more about this group over here. Black says, yes, what about this group? My group is completely fine. You can do nothing here. I will kill you if you try. It's like, really? Looks like I'm trying to kill you. It's like, nope, I'm trying to kill you. White says, no, I'm really trying to kill you. Now, things are getting a little dicey. Oh man, can't fast forward. Sorry, I'm live. Protect the cutting point, because that cut works.
有人向您提出对局申请。
Here's a new question. Black's wall. Can it live? What do you think? Sure. Probably enough room to live. Here's the more important thing. A professional would not be a professional if they looked at this board and their first thought was, I just need to live. No. Professionals look at attacks being made against them, and they look for ways to counterattack. There we go. We now have a counterattack going on. He's not going to take this beating lying down. He's not going to just like curl up into a little ball and try and protect his eyes. He's going to fight back. If your first instinct is to just curl up in a little ball and protect your eyes, you're going to have a very difficult time trying to improve. Because if all of the pressure is always being put on you, and none of the pressure is being put on your opponent, that means they get to do whatever they want. So, alright. Pressure being reapplied to white. Stupid Fordon. Trying to attack a 9-don? What do you think you are? A legend or something? Blackstrip isn't dead yet. That's true. So we bend. Looks like we're getting some 5th line territories here now while we're attacking this stupid group here. So already, because we didn't just curl up and take it, we're profiting here, right? We're down to 3 liberties on White's group. Not looking the best. Not looking the best. Let's see what we can do from here. White Hane. So this group is probably fine now. Time to go back and make them eyes. Now we're getting shape. And already you can see we're pretty much alive, right? Like, how do we block this? How do we block P, whatever that is, 2? Very tough to do. So, gonna counterattack. Looks like Black's living. Time to fight back. Very dangerous to throw in. Gotta be careful here. Can't just surround because this is tremendously bad news. Right? We protect here, and then it's 3 liberties versus completely fine. So from here, we have to fix this, otherwise we're dead. This is now getting difficult. He's poking at our shape, but we're going to bear it. Okay, he's poking at all of our shape. That's He's only got 3 liberties, right? He's... whatever, we're fine. See? 3 liberties. Okay, 4 liberties now, but that's fine. He's got 4, and I've got 4. Okay, that's fine. We're just gonna Hane now. It's 4-4. Now it's 3-4. We're fine again. It's perfect. We're doing okay. See? I got a base. Now we got a base. No problem. Okay, he's following us down on his first line. But that's okay. Check it. 1, 2, 3, 4 liberties. We're good. Okay, he's getting more than 4 liberties. That's a problem now. Try to cut. Okay, 3 liberties again to 4. Once again, not the best result in the world. So we're going to come on out. Now we're doing okay again. Black says one of these 2 is going to die. Either the outs, the ins. Well, I guess they're both inside, aren't they? Either the right or the middle. Yeah, there's a lot of things going on this board, isn't there? Extend once. Threaten to kill. Got a little bit of a squeeze here. So Atari, get taken. Atari, have to connect. Now we're a little dumpling. And this is for everything. Why not poke at the bamboo joint? Removes 2 liberties. What bamboo joint? Oh, that one? There's no reason to just yet, right? Removes liberty. Does ladder work? No. Does ladder work? Not so much. It's okay. Now it works. Now it works, we're fine. It's all good. So white defends. Black follows. Now we got liberties. Surrounding the white group. Because you can see he's got an idea. We lose some stones. We lose some stones. There we go. I can speak properly. But we're going to gain in exchange. So we enclose. That had to play like so in order to make sure that we're not dead. Which means white or black gets to follow up. Alright. Easy, easy, easy. The right died, but we're getting massive lines of territory. We're attacking white's, one of white's largest sources previously, and the corner's still open. So we lost, but it's not the end of the world, right? We lost, but we're developing. We got rid of a bunch of stuff. It's fine. Which also means we can't just curl up into a ball again and just try and live here, right? So we're going to come out first. Black is applying maximum pressure. I'm ignoring comments. Why not instead of N14, asks Alex, black play P14? Okay, instead of N14. N14 is right yonder. Play P14. P14 is that one. Whoops, my bad. Instead of this move here. So the problem is now you're looking at this, right? And then ladder. Or not ladder, sorry. You're looking at this and then trying to, what, surround? I mean, where are we going from here is the question. Because we've removed our liberty severely. We're only down to 2 now, right? So where do we go from this? Do we extend? Our corner's almost dead. The outside stones are almost dead. Like, where do we play from here is a problem. Loose ladder? How do you want to do that? N14 and net? So you want to play N14 here. Okay, so you're forgetting something important. Your net doesn't quite work. Whoops. Your net doesn't quite work, right? I don't think. Does it? Not really, right? We can't really squeeze this. We could do this one. But looks kind of like a bad result, right? So we don't actually have a capture here. We don't actually have a capture here. So unless you're absolutely certain that's gonna kill your opponent, you, as mentioned by, who was it? The integral. You don't shorten your own liberties, because that's only gonna be bad for you. Good question though. Alright, so we play here, we don't play there, oh god. Ew, yuck, disgusting. There we go. We come on out. Black's going for our throat. Just living, don't mind us. Now we're going to shorten it because we're looking to shore this connection up. We want to get rid of all of the things here. Nice and solid now. Nice and solid. There we go. That way when we back off, nice solid positions. Alright, alright. So it doesn't look like the game is over just yet. More forcing moves, don't mind us. G means we've got potential on the other side. Can I reduce? Someone just said no, can't reduce. Pushing up here doesn't work because the Atari here is sente into the Hane, so we're all good. So white got to connect up. Cool. Cool. Unfortunately, not making many points there, but we're ensuring we don't get to... We're ensuring we don't get attacked again later on. That would be probably the end of the game. Black surrounds. White has to be alive now. M9 a target. M9. Yes, that's why he's connecting. And why white is poking. Black got a bajillion points. Black did get a bajillion points. And once again, he's trying to go for the whole influence thing. Connecting up with all of his stuff. Trying to surround. This is a surrounding game. We gave up stones to surround here. And now we're trying to surround here. Lee Changho, though. Lee Changho, though, is fighting back again. Scary move. If we Atari here, double Atari. If we Atari here, does an Atari into it? Why am I hovering like I can't just click and show you? We can do double Atari, so that's bad. Same thing on the other side. If we do this, we can Atari that one, because that's double Atari. So, alright. Doing some scary moves here now. So white has to disconnect. Time to get out of here. Running our stones. Running our stones. White saving his own, though. White saving his own stones. Poke, poke, poke. Defend by killing the stone that's threatening us. Threaten to cut through. Interesting. Not a complete eye just yet. Could poke at that later, maybe. Going back to surround this. Not quite alive yet. Now it is. Now it's not. Now it is. Now it's not. And now it is again. Just came in and so confused. Yes, we are looking at an older Lee Changho game. It's a bit complicated because it's a fighty Lee Changho game where we normally see more passive, territorial, live and let live Lee Changho. But apparently when he was a Fordon, he likes stabbing things. Occasionally. Two stones. Gobble gobble. Keep them on out. And again, going after it again. You can see his aim. Starting to cut off the middle group while taking some points. No idea what Lee Changho is. Lee Changho is a player that was like #1 in the world for like a decade. And this is when he was rising to power. But okay. We're threatening to cut off and kill off the middle group. Or at least severely attack it. So black can defend himself by poking. Ignores because this group is an Atari. So that cutting point doesn't matter quite so much. He's moving to surround again instead. Need more liberties in order to come through here. If we were to do not that, but something like this, for example, then those stones just die. So this move might look a little weird, but you get the idea behind it. We can't try to poke through this if we don't have more liberties. Once again, can't poke through. Otherwise, we're dead. Going underneath. Poking at territories. Poking at the territories. And black decides to fight back. Maybe now we can get something done. Who's black? Who is white? Over in that corner. Territorial and fighty. Territorial and fighty. Yes. So alright. We're now cut. But what's the cut? What is the cut doing? What is this cut threatening? What's the cut threatening? Does anybody know? Short lives on D10. Part of it. Cut threatening, not much. Cut threatening more than you're giving it credit for. Because if we like play a couple of moves here, this is a little bit tricky to live with. If this connects out, this cut works again, and then this is a bit tricky to live with. And, just for completionist's sake, This is also a bit tricky to live with, right? Because we have to go back and read out what happens here. Kind of tricksy, kind of tricksy. A lot of Aji there. So black takes one thing at a time and says, doot. Or white does, rather, and defends himself. Keeps trying to do something here. Disconnects. Immediately connects back up as a result. Not even trying to push through and cut first. Just, nope, I'm going to connect up my stuff. Be nice and safe. Same thing here. Now we've surrounded and fixed our shape, but we're alive because we connected here. We're alive because we took care of this, which means this is the last time it's being attacked. So we defend. We just went right down the list. This was under attack. We defended. He then strengthened this, so we had to protect our cutting. Fixed his shape. Gotta live in the corner. Trying to get anything done. White not having any of it. Protecting some territory. Going after the one stone. Pushing white, black back a little bit. No. You. There we go. Reduction again. Same thing. Make it as small as possible. We already took the stone, so we can push once. This Sally doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go anywhere. Alright, that's 3 liberties. 3 liberties are plenty. We can't get an eye here, so we're fine. No need to worry. So white clamps now need to worry. Can't let that stone die. Now this is just being a jerk. Don't you hate it when people do these kind of moves? Isn't it frustrating? I mean, so rude. This area here, all up in that territory, is clearly our points. Right? We're nice and solid. We don't have more than 3 cutting points. Kind of annoying trying to live in here. 9 times out of 10, when your opponents try this, it doesn't work. But your opponent's probably not normally Lee Changho. And all of these cutting points, few as they are, kind of coming back to haunt black. Cutting points are a pain in the ass. They just don't do good things for you. Case number 1. Almost alive, not doing good things for. Pokes out the eye. But now we've got forcing moves. Ruh-roh. Has to play here. Ruh-roh. We can't connect up or we're dead. We can't connect. We have to take. We have to take. Oh, shoot. That is rip. Now what do we do? We could just connect. But then that's a problem. Right? We live. We could take away this. But then that's dead. That's alive. So after this move, this lovely little M that he made in his opponent's territory, I really wish his name began with M. That would make this game just utterly brilliant. If this wasn't like Lee Changho, but it was like Myungwon or something, and just like signed his initials on top of the board, like, get out of my game. That would be great. That would be great. Unfortunately, it doesn't begin with an M, so it kind of takes away from it a little bit. But still, excellent life. Black has no choice but to resign. Lee Changho, territorial game. He was a bit of a fighter. He was a bit of a fighter. Is this your first YouTube stream? Yes. Twitch went down. And it was lecture time. So we had to. We had to. No choice, man. No choice. So yeah, first YouTube stream. Lee Changho wins. Yes, Lee Changho wins. No problem, Smiley. So yeah. Lee Changho's older games, I have to say, are in a lot of ways, I find them more interesting than some of the newer ones. But they're usually like one or two basic principles that you can pull from these older games. Like some of the newer ones are like really hopelessly complicated, like there's this fighting going on everywhere. But cool little things like this, like, you know, that feels like it's too much territory. What can we do here? And then you see an instance of there's an invasion, because we could just get shape. Kind of cool. Very aggressive, though. Same view numbers as in Twitch, that's surprising. I would probably have to stream for a few hours and do multiple streams for YouTube numbers to probably pull ahead, but I'm not going to really do that. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed the fighting. Hope you enjoyed the fighting. Hope you enjoyed the, I wasn't going to say the direction of play. But yeah, there was a lot of fighting here. So yeah, hope you enjoyed the game. Thanks for hopping over to YouTube so we could actually have it. I almost didn't do a lecture today when the other place went down. We'll probably be live again on Saturday on Twitch. We shouldn't really be saying these kind of things on YouTube. I prefer streaming elsewhere because it's easier to follow the game on that place. And it kind of builds a sense of community, especially for other people who want to get into streaming on... What does streaming go? Like, if you're already following the game on the other place, you're probably bound to find the other streamers, which is nice. Anyway, hope you enjoy the game. That's it for me today. Anyway, I'm going to go have dinner. Hope you all have a good week, and I'll see you next time. Take care, everyone.